Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. Today, I wanted to give you guys an update on the 3 cryptocurrencies that I'm going to be accumulating in this next dip. As you guys already know, I started shorting the market and I started shorting Bitcoin, and I've been proven right today with the market collapsing around us. I wanted to go through, make sure you guys understand my full trading plan because long term, I'm still very much bullish, but on the short term, I'm still expecting more downside. I have a lot of cash on hand that I'm ready to deploy onto the markets. So for today's video, I'm going to give you guys my updated trading plan with Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I'm going to accumulate all 3 of these over the next couple weeks. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure that you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And always remember, guys, I have the fastest growing and the very best Discord community out there for crypto. If you want to congregate with the rest of my community of over 17,000 members, I highly recommend that you guys join and check it out. It's free for anybody that wants to. All you guys got to do to join is to click inside the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord server. Now, once you guys have access, I also offer my more exclusive content like the video course in Signals. So if you're somebody that wants to follow along with my 20 educational videos to teach you guys how to trade, or you'd rather just follow along and copy my portfolio, make sure you guys stay all the way to the end of this video because then I'm going to be taking a couple minutes to explain how you guys can get signed up, the pros of doing so, and what it's going to take to get you guys going today. I also wanted to mention that if you guys would like to download my free ebook, it is now released for everybody. If you're feeling really struggling right now inside of the market, make sure you guys download that free ebook. It's going to teach you guys a ton of trading and investing knowledge. It's going to give you guys some basic understanding as far as what I do inside of my private group. And there's also a quiz in there to test you on all of the knowledge learned inside of that ebook. So make sure you guys download it. Links are in the description of this video. And with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing update today. Alrighty guys, so first things first, we're taking a look at Bitcoin on the shorter time frames. Now these boxes are actually where I shorted. I went short from 10,730 approximately to 10,800. And so we got filled on these most recent shorts. I also had my original shorts opened up here from 11K. And so I've been looking to just more or less accumulate more Bitcoin in the process. Now for me personally, guys, when I started noticing how much hate I got for just mentioning that I was shorting Bitcoin, even though it was a small percentage of my portfolio, I got so much hate for that, and it just showed to me how emotionally invested people are for the direction of the Bitcoin to only go up. And this made me feel very insecure about the overall direction of Bitcoin actually going up because I just saw so many people that were angered by that. And so I went short. I have my shorts in profit. As you guys can see, we had a pretty nasty rejection here inside of Bitcoin. And I can say with a lot of confidence that we're going to be going to new lows. This is not the type of price action that you want to see as a bull. In fact, this is a nasty rejection. We've just sold through support. Maybe we get a little bit of a relief right here, but overall, I'm expecting a lot more of a downside push. And so shorts are in profit, accumulating more crypto in this down dip, and I'm going to be looking to actually unload a pile of cash that I have on the sidelines inside of these markets. So let's remove all these drawing tools. Let's go back up in here. Let's go to a 3-day time frame, and let's actually drop it to a weekly, right? Let's drop it to a weekly because, in my opinion, this was the most obvious giveaway that Bitcoin looked cooked for me. And really what we had here was the previous support. You know, we sold through that, and then we got rejected. And we've got 2 confirmational candlesticks in here. This first red candle isn't the most of bearish chart patterns, but it is a chart pattern that is bearish, and I should say a candlestick pattern. This one with the little red head and then this long tail. Now, oftentimes this is one of the first candles that'll form before you have a corrective move. And this candle that we're starting to see here, this bigger red one with this full body, this is actually a confirmational candle that this is in fact bearish. And we can see that we're very obviously getting rejected right here. And I tried to warn people, I tried to let everybody know, you know, this is bearish, this isn't going to be going up as much as I want it to, because obviously, guys, I'm fully invested in these markets. You guys got to understand that. I can just about guarantee that about 80% of the people that watch this channel have a much smaller portfolio as me. And that's not me trying to say that I'm better than you in any sort of way. It's just me saying that I'm more invested in this market than majority of people that watch this channel. And that's why I have to keep a clear head. I wanted to keep you guys updated with me saying that it's bearish, And I just noticed that I got so much hate for that, which is going to happen, guys. I can't always just be the bull. I was very much bullish back down in here at the new year. We bounced. I started leveraging back into positions right here, and then COVID happened and we crashed. I didn't really have a whole lot of cash, but I did what I could to buy more in it. And so I bought more Bitcoin, I bought more XRP, I bought more Ethereum, and I was bullish the entire way up here. In fact, I was even bullish up here, and then we sold through. I remained bullish throughout here, and then once we started hitting up to this resistance, that's when I started flipping bearish. So I have shorts. I'm expecting more downside, and I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of that. I'm going to be here on this channel open and honest, no matter who it offends, no matter what feathers it ruffles, because at the end of the day, I want you guys to profit. That's always been my ultimate goal of this channel, is to see my community profit, to see you guys make life-changing amounts of money. And for me personally, sometimes I have to take the opposing perspective. Do I want to be bullish all the time? Of course, I want to be bullish. I want to see you guys make all this money, because I know that happens predominantly in the bull run itself. But you guys got to understand that there are going to be points where we have corrections, and I'm going to be honest when I see those happening. And this is exactly what I saw happening. And so now we're kind of selling off. It doesn't change my long-term bullish stance. In fact, it only hardens it. And in fact, I have more cash that I'm more excited about this time around, because I'm going to be buying this dip. I've prepared myself. We didn't really get any corrections the whole way up, so I wasn't doing a ton of buying. I did still buy and average into some of my other positions, but when it came to high caps, I really wasn't messing with them. Now I'm going to be doing a lot more investing into these high caps. So let's go through and give you guys this update as to how I'm going to be accumulating these. Now, first off, Bitcoin's getting rejected, obviously. I expect Bitcoin to fall back to about 9K. About 9K, 9,100, whatever we want to say. That's personally what I'm expecting. And then from here, I think we'll maybe get a short-term consolidation, and then we're going to bounce back up pretty close to that 11K mark. I think we're going to get a really strong bounce back up. I would say about 10.5 to 11K is really where I would be watching for that range. And from here, we're going to be at a very peculiar point. We're either going to consolidate here and then break up higher, or we're going to consolidate and then fall lower. And this is where we're at a really, really important point where we have to be aware of all of the scenarios. Now, the reason, do I necessarily think that Bitcoin is going to take the second approach where we go down and drop back down to about 7,000? No, not necessarily. In fact, that's going to be my option B. That's my most bearish scenario here. But I just wanted to give you guys this update so you guys are fully aware of what could potentially happen. Because at the end of the day, we could be in for a bigger correction. It would completely catch everybody off guard, off by surprise. But at the end of the day, we have to be willing to prepare for that, just in case that was what is happening. And so if this is the case, if we do go for one more low, I'm personally targeting this 618 Fibonacci, which the 618 is going to be about 7,150. Now, this is obviously my most bearish scenario, so I'm going to be watching for the bullish outlooks first. Now, the way that I'm looking at this, I personally think that we're going to get a sell-off to 9K. From here, I'm going to be buying a lot of Bitcoin. I want to buy a lot of Bitcoin at 9K because for me personally, I'm expecting option A to be the case where we bounce back up, we kind of consolidate, and then we keep going and we go into new all-time highs. That's honestly my perspective as far as what I think Bitcoin is going to do. Now, I obviously have my indicators. I have my own bias here, but when it comes down to it, when I do start to see this bounce back up, I'm going to be looking for both scenarios. I'm going to be looking at my indicators for the bearish scenario, and I'm going to be looking at the potential for more upside. But depending on what direction that I get, I'm either going to be opening shorts here, or I'm going to be going long here. Most likely, I'm going to be closing some of my longs right here at about, 10,005 to 11K. And then from here, I'm just going to be watching to see what happens because we need to get further confirmation before I get completely out of my mind bullish. But overall, I'm much rather going to stick to this scenario that we're actually going to be breaking up, and then we're going to keep going up as we close out the new year. So that's my major option. That's what I'm going to be watching out for first and foremost. And I'll update you guys as followed. So basically, to sum it all up, I'm targeting 11K for Bitcoin. That's where I'm going to be doing a lot of accumulation. Technically, 9,100 is where I'm going to be buying. And then if we go any lower than that, I'm just going to do my part to average in. I've got my cash on the sidelines. I already got it picked out for how much I'm going to be putting into Bitcoin because I think that this is a really good buying opportunity. And really, guys, I think that Bitcoin could crash down to a 9K, and then we get that dip bought up really quickly. And when that happens, we could see Bitcoin outperforming those altcoins, which is why I want to do my part to accumulate Bitcoin just in case it were to outperform. Even though, I might be using that Bitcoin to average back into altcoins at some point, I still want to be accumulating some Bitcoin just in case it does actually outperform for the short term. So this is my plan for Bitcoin. I'm going to be averaging into this position, and I'll update you guys with my buy ladder as follows. I just wanted to give you guys a basic understanding that I am targeting 9K, and that's how I'm going to be doing it. Now, next, let's actually dive into the next two cryptocurrencies. These are the two altcoins that I'm going to be accumulating, because these are two altcoins that have made me a lot of profit, and I have some of the highest conviction for them to perform well over this next cycle. So first things first, guys, Ethereum is number one. In fact, Ethereum is going to be the thing that I accumulate the most of, because I'm the most bullish on this long term. I think it's the safest crypto bet aside from Bitcoin, because of the fact so much development is actually in Ethereum. Obviously speaking, we have the high transaction fees. It's not scalable. It's slow. But with all that being said, guys, you gotta also understand that ETH 2.0 will be released, and when ETH 2.0 gets released, it's going to take all of the issues that we have with Ethereum, and it's going to completely do away with them. Or that's the theory anyways. And I'm personally believing in that. You know, we have enough development in the cryptocurrency space. We have enough tech guys that can build functioning products. And I do genuinely believe that with Ethereum being the number 2 cryptocurrency and the second best performing cryptocurrency of all time, I do strongly believe that they have a great supporting cast that's going to help make Ethereum 2.0 exactly what they think it's going to be. And for that, I'm betting on the long-term prospect. I am going to be putting the majority of my cash inside of Ethereum because I am the most confident in this long term. And the funny thing about it, guys, is if you look at it, about 80+% of the cryptocurrencies out there rely upon Ethereum to some degree, whether it's, you know, a key factor of their side chain that is incorporated to an ERC20 token, or whether they themselves are an ERC20 token. You guys got to understand that the majority of the development inside of the space spawned from Ethereum itself. Obviously speaking, we've had different sorts of blockchains from there, like Polkadot, which is its own ecosystem. But nonetheless, guys, Ethereum is still that catalyst. It's still the leader. And for that, I'm going to continue to do my part to average into positions. So the way that I'm personally looking at this, I see this as something kind of like, you know, maybe this is like a little falling wedge pattern. Really, if we look at the chart pattern itself, it looks exactly like COVID. So COVID itself, this bottom, is actually called a diamond reversal pattern. And this is where it kind of makes this diamond shape. And I really am not good at drawing this, but you guys can kind of start to see what I'm talking about. So this is called a diamond reversal. You can have them both on the tops and the bottoms. And we actually got one right here in Ethereum as well, except this is coming at the top of an uptrend. And so this is a diamond top pattern. And that's why I actually believe that this thing is going to continue to see much more downside. And obviously that's a square, but you know, I'm not here to be an artist. I'm here to show you guys what is happening inside the markets. But this is actually a diamond top, and I'm expecting a lot more downside to follow. Now, when I look at this, guys, I think that this has the potential to be some type of falling wedge structure where, you know, we could be seeing a lot more downside, specifically one more leg lower. I'm not expecting a ton of downside. One more leg lower that's going to take us back down to about, you know, I'm going to start accumulation at 290, but I'm going to be looking to the bulk of my accumulation at about 270 to 250. That's where I personally think that the majority of this profit potential is going to come, and I strongly expect that this is going to hold the support before we do get a strong break on the upside. And so for me personally, guys, I'm just looking at this as a short-term correction back down. You know, this is the first correction that we've had since COVID. We had this big uptrend in the market, and this is the first time that we're having a correction. People are freaking out. People are worrying. People are panic selling. But at the end of the day, guys, if this is what's freaking you out, there's no way you're going to make it to the end of this cycle, because we're going to have these type of corrections over and over and over again, except the difference is this is just a little baby correction compared to something like this, right? Imagine when we have massive parabolic runs like this, and then when we do manage to get a correction, it looks like this, just straight sheer droppage. People are going to be way more scared about that than they are to do with this. And so if you guys can't hold through the accumulation, you got to understand that this is not the market for you to be investing in. You got to understand that the people that are going to be profiting right now are going to be the people that are willing to stick to a bias, which in my opinion is a long-term bullish bias, and they're going to be able to trade both sides of the direction of the market. Now, for you guys that are long-term holders, you don't need to learn how to trade. That's just for me. You know, I do know how to short-term day trade, and for that, I'm going to be maximizing the fullest potential of my portfolio by swing trading the ups and the downs. But majority, guys, the biggest majority of my positions are in long-term holding that I do not touch, and that's over 80% of my portfolio. So when I short the market, it's with such a small amount that I'm merely just making a little bit of extra money to buy the dip. So that's the thing, guys. When I'm bearish, it's not that my whole market's dead. It's just the fact that I've got some short positions on that I'm going to be looking to accumulate more on the dip. And so when I see this, guys, I personally think that we're headed to about 250. That's going to be really where I'm going to be looking to accumulate the majority of my ETH. If we get down to 250, I'm buying as much as I can. I've already got all of my banks set up for wire transfers because I'm going to be unloading as much cash as I possibly can, because I look at this as such a great opportunity to accumulate for your long-term bids. And that's the most important thing here, guys. When we focus on the long term of this channel, we're going to be more profitable. We're going to be outpacing the majority of the market, and we don't have to be sitting here trying to day trade all of this stuff. And I'm trying to relate to the majority of the people that watch this channel, because obviously I have short positions open. I am doing a little bit of swing trading on the side, but when it comes down to it, guys, the biggest majority of my portfolio is geared to the long term, and I'm going to be doing my part to buy dollar cost average and hold long term, because that's the way I've made the majority of my money. That's the easiest strategy to follow, and I don't have to work as hard for it. And so I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of that. Overall, I'm expecting one more low inside of Ethereum. And it was pretty obvious, guys. The same reason it was obvious for Bitcoin, it was obvious for Ethereum. And that's why I didn't understand why everybody got so mad at me when I said I was shorting. Because look, we were below resistance. We were below resistance here. This was previous support. We sold through it. We got rejected. We had another attempt to make it higher. And then we were below the second resistance as well. It was very, very apparent to me, right? We had two resistances. We had two lower lows. I just couldn't help myself. I had to go short. And I think that that's the most important thing, guys. You got to be willing to adjust your trading plan, because nobody's perfect. Nobody's right 100% of the time. And the market doesn't always just go up. You got to be prepared for downside potential, because what we do with downside potential is add to our long-term positions. That's the most important thing here, guys. You have to be willing to add to those long terms. If you don't add to those long terms, you're going to be screwed, because you're going to miss out on all of the great discounted prices. When the market's going down, it's not scary. It's not evil. It's not you losing money, even though, yeah, technically you're losing money. It's really you getting a discounted opportunity to rebuy those same positions. It wasn't very long ago that Ethereum was at just under $500, and everybody was expecting it to go up. I was expecting it to go up. And then we sell through it, and then everybody is so scared. They don't want to touch it anymore. Why is that? Why is the psychology like that? You got to really analyze the emotions within yourself so that you can take this and learn from it and grow from it, and most importantly, profit from it, because that's the most important thing, guys. We're here to make money. We're not here to make friends. We're not here to do anything else. Whoever tries to tell you that they're here for the technology, if you're not a blockchain developer, you're full of shit. So make sure you guys are just focusing on making money, because that's all that matters. And right now, even though you might be experiencing some short-term losses, understand that this is going to be the way it goes. I experienced a lot of short-term loss when COVID happened, but what did I do? I continued to dollar cost average. I continued to buy the dip, and for that, I made a ton of profit. And now I'm looking to unload a lot of cash that I've had. I didn't unload a ton of cash all throughout here because I saw it was going up. I did my part to just sit on the sidelines, sit on my hands, be patient, because the patient person is going to be the most profitable. If you guys are willing to hold through, if you've got cash, you accumulate your cash waiting for these big dips, you're going to be able to far surpass the majority of the market simply following some basic trading plans. And so overall, guys, targeting about $250 for ETH. I'm going to start buying at $290, but I'm really going to be looking at about $250 for the majority of that accumulation, because $250 takes us to a pretty solid support level. And I'm going to draw it right here for you guys real quick. About 258, 260 approximately is a really strong support level. And we have a lot of strong support all the way through here. Really depending on what way you want to target. For me personally, about 290. We've obviously got the one at 250. And then really, if you want to have a lower one, you could even target at about, 220 approximately. This is the way I'm going to be looking to accumulate. I think that it's a really good opportunity to be doing so. Don't get shaken out by all this, guys. It's just a short-term correction. I could not be more adamant about saying that to you guys, because I really strongly believe that what's going to spawn from this is a really quick buyback. Boom. And we're going to be shooting off into a much bigger impulse after this, so that the people that actually panic sold here, they are going to be so pissed off at themselves. This is exactly the same as COVID, guys. Just as I warned everybody that if you sell through this, you are going to be so pissed off at yourself, because you're going to see it rebound much stronger on the way up. They were pissed at themselves. I was right about that. The same analogy is true here. The people that panic sell this next dip are going to be super pissed at themselves, because instead of this type of pump on the way up, we're going to be getting one that's probably a lot bigger, that's going to take us upwards to about $800 per Ethereum. So pay attention. Don't get shaken out. Focus in on that long-term prospect, because that is all that matters. We are here to profit. Now, last up on the list, guys, is going to be Chainlink. Now, Chainlink, I already bought some. because I just knew it was very obviously oversold. I managed to scoop some Chainlink up just recently at $7.90, so about right here. Pretty much nailed the bottom. I just saw it as too good of an opportunity to pass up. You know, I knew that this was the most oversold out of the rest of the market. I knew we were at least going to bounce for the short term, and it's looking like we're getting rejected and falling much lower. And so I'm going to be holding on to this. I personally think that we're going to fall to new lows, and for that, I'm going to be doing my part to accumulate more Chainlink. Now, the thing about Chainlink, guys, is this has been an outlier for this cycle. And because of that, I'm going to be doing my part to continue to accumulate because I still think that everything is severely undervalued compared to where we're going to be by the end of 2021. For that, you know, I'm just going to trust that the market leader is going to continue to do its thing. And for that, I'm going to continue to do, and for that, I'm just going to do my part and accumulate more. Now, really, when I look at this, I got more buy orders set at 660. So about right here. Let's make these green so it's not confusing. So I'm going to set some, I have some more buy orders set at 660. I'm also going to be accumulating some more at $6. And then from there, I'm going to just basically watch for the previous all-time high, or about $5. That's personally the way I'm going to be targeting this market. I think that that's the safest option for me to go about trading this. And really, that's the only thing I can do. All I can do is buy dollar cost average and wait and see what happens. You know, for me personally, because of the type of parabolic growth that we've already seen out of Chainlink, I'm going to continue to dollar cost average because I do strongly believe that the hype is very much real inside of this market. There's going to be a lot of upward potential to be happening inside of this market because, guys, Bitcoin hasn't even broken all-time highs. We're still in the chop phase. We're still accumulating. And for that, I guarantee you guys that when this thing does find its bottom, we all know how quick Chainlink was pumping all throughout here. Whenever we do find this bottom, whether it's 660, whether it's $6, whether it's $5, it doesn't matter. Whenever we find this bottom, this thing is going to get bought up quick. And in my opinion, we're going to be shooting off into new all-time highs, and the people that panic sold, once again, are going to severely hate themselves. Not hate themselves, but you're going to be pissed at yourself. Don't hate yourself ever. But just remember, don't panic sell, because then you're going to be angry, and anger leads to fear leads to hate, and hate leads to the dark side. Always remember that. You know, the master Yoda himself always said that, and it's stuck through with me so much, especially with crypto. You know, you don't want to fall to the dark side. You want to be the guy that's making all that money. You want to be the guy with the moon, with the Lambo, with all the women, because that's really what we're here for, guys. We're here for the money. We're here for the women. We're here for the clout. Just totally kidding with you guys, but seriously, do not panic sell this stuff. Just focus in, and that's going to be the way that we're going to profit. But anyways, guys, this is the video I had for you. I just wanted to quickly go about my trading plan. I wanted to give you guys some updates as far as the 3 cryptos that I'm going to be accumulating. Obviously speaking, there's going to be plenty more that I'm going to be accumulating, but if you guys want to get access to those, you got to join the VIP. You would have been nailed on all of these short opportunities. We would have been in profit right now, and you're going to be looking to accumulate a lot more of this dip. So that's why I always recommend you guys join the signals. If you're getting chopped up right now, the signals are going to be the place for you, because at the end of the day, that's where you're going to be able to profit. That's where you're going to be able to follow somebody that knows what they're doing, and you're going to be able to have that mentor throughout the entire next cycle, because I can't speak this enough. You know, you can be the best trader in the world, and at the end of the day, I think the most important thing is just understanding a trading plan. And for new guys getting inside of this market, you guys don't necessarily understand how to trade. You don't know what a trading plan is. You don't know how to profitably do this. You don't know how to manage your risk. And for that, you guys are going to get wrecked. And so really what I do inside of my group is I offer signals. You know, you guys can copy my portfolio. You guys can follow along with everything that I'm doing, all the trades that I take. I trade both sides of the market depending on which direction I think it's going to go. And on top of that, you're also going to be able to get me to ask questions. You guys can ask me direct questions about the trades that I'm taking, about your trading plan. And then from there, you know, if you ever get scared, if you ever get worried about the market, you can come to me and I can help you get through that. Because at the end of the day, guys, you know, it's easy to let your emotions get in the way. You might have a sound trading plan. You might understand TA from a basic standpoint, but your emotions are going to be the thing that gets in the way, and it's going to cause you to make irrational decisions and lose your money, most importantly. Having somebody as a bit of a mentor that can help walk you through the market cycles, that isn't afraid of the dips, and in fact is doing his part to buy more in the dips, it's going to set you apart from the rest of the pack. And so join the signals. I recommend you guys sign up for that first and foremost. Obviously, I have the video course as well, which is the 20 educational videos that are going to teach you guys all of my strategies for profiting. But at the end of the day, guys, if you can only pick one, I always recommend going with the signals first, because you guys can follow my signals, make some profit, and from that profit, you can use the profit to buy back into the course if that's really the thing that you guys want. But I know for the majority of you guys, you just want to make money. You just want to follow along with somebody that knows what they're doing, which is the signals. Follow that, sign up. You guys can click inside the description of this video. There you're going to find the link to my website. You're going to be able to purchase both my course or my signals together or separately, depending on what you guys want to do. And also, guys, if you don't feel like buying anything, always remember to download my free ebook, which is also linked in the description of this video. That's going to give you guys a little bit more insight as far as what I do inside of my group, type of trades that you guys could expect, and overall just terminology and a basic guide to understanding what it takes to be a trader, how to invest in these markets. And I've also got an amazing quiz that I packed in there, a 10-question quiz that's going to teach you guys all of the terminology that it's taught inside of the course, so you guys can fully go through, read all the content, and then test yourself on all of the knowledge learned so that you guys can fully retain that full cycle. And so always remember, guys, check out the course, check out the signals, and once again, download the free ebook no matter who you are. It's free for anybody that wants to. And with all that being said, guys, I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.